Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, OSU fans and non-OSU fans. After a long hiatus of putting a never-ending pause on this podcast, we have failed you. We didn't cover the heartbreaking Peach Bowl loss, and we have failed to bring you good entertainment. With that being said, the tides have turned. A new sail has been lifted on this ship. A new season is upon us. A new opportunity, a new adventure. This podcast will uphold our promise to follow in the footsteps of the best damn band in the land. Yes, you heard me right. The Odd Bucks will be the best damn podcast covering the Ohio State Buckeyes. For a second, I want to talk about things we do know. The team up north still sucks. Jim Harbaugh is no better than a turd on the bottom of our shoe from Ace, Theo, or Kobe. Georgia got away with a targeting call on the best player in football. Jim Knowles blew the game in the Peach Bowl, and Marvin Harrison, alongside Emeka, Julian Fleming, Carnell Tate, Xavier Johnson, Jaden Bullard, and Brandon Ennis, are the best wide receivers in the country. Go Bucks. Start the intro.
Good times, good times. There's gonna be good times, good times. I know there's gonna be good times. Trying to pull up my shopper. Got X on the bitch with me. I know there's gonna be good.
With that being said, everybody, we are live. I think this is like episode 18, but like this is really episode 1. This is the rebirth of the Odd Bucks podcast. It's been a little over a year since we've been here, but we back. We better. We got some good content coming for you guys. Football season is upon us. Starts on Saturday. Ohio State at Indiana. New Big Ten contract with CBS, 3:30 p.m. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, Ryan Day just announced that Kyle McCord is the starting quarterback of the Ohio State Buckeyes. What are our thoughts?
I trust the man with the plan. I wanted Devin Brown though.
Bro, you can't wear number 33 and be a starting quarterback. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care how good he was. It just would have looked wrong.
The thing is, I think Kyle McCord was better this whole time. I think Brown hurt his finger before the spring game, and I don't know. He definitely closed the gap because it was such a competition until the close end. But I think Kyle McCord was always the guy. I mean, he played 20 snaps last year when C.J. Stroud was hurt against Akron.
Yeah, and I mean, he also waited his turn. I mean, I think it was, he would have had to really, 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 really fuck up for, I think, him to not actually get the chance to start. But I mean, with him going to the same high school as Marvin Harrison, I think it was kind of set in stone that you got to see where that connection is in college. But I mean, I don't know. Ryan Day came out and said about the two quarterback things that both quarterbacks deserves to play and stuff like that. But it's bringing us back to, that JT Barrett, Cardell Jones, where at some point you got to make a decision. Both quarterbacks can't play every single game. So how long do you guys think that actually goes on where he actually will let each quarterback play meaningful snaps? Because when you do have it, it's not like he's going to put him in garbage time. Is it going to be a first half, second half thing? Is it going to be I remember with the JT Barrett, Cardell Jones thing, it was an every other drive type thing.
Yeah.
Which is a disservice to the quarterback because you can't get into a rhythm. So,
yeah, I think because we play Notre Dame week 4, so I think by week 4 we'll definitely have a quarterback set in stone. So maybe by week 3 we'll have a quarterback set in stone. So I think I don't know why they're going to do it against Indiana because we shouldn't be taking Indiana lightly. So
yeah, especially opening up at Indiana.
So I feel like they're going to put in Kyle McCord, and then I don't know if they'll put in Devin Brown for the whole series, or maybe because he's known to be more of a runner than Kyle. So maybe put him in for a read option, and then maybe does good and leave him in for that drive. But I don't see why they want to have them alternate drives if that's what the plan is.
Or, you just have those special packages where, you bring Devin Brown in if it's, some type of 3rd and 1, some type of running type situation. But it was it makes me think back to the CJ Stroud, like his first start at Minnesota. It was like if he would have went into that game, like he didn't play a good first half. So if like what would have happened if you switch quarterbacks at halftime and now it's like, okay, this was this dude's first career start, and now you're having another guy come in that's first time is ever playing. It's like you at one point you got to let the dude get in a rhythm and either win or lose you the game. It's like
I think
Well,
it's
I
the
know.
problem with the quarterback system. You'd build no chemistry. Like Marvin Harrison and Kyle McCord have that chemistry already. He needs to build that same chemistry with Emeka and Fleming and all them guys.
I think it's different, but because I mean, it's kind of different. It's kind of the same because when CJ was becoming a starter, I mean, him and Kyle McCord had both been there. Neither one of them had ever played before, but CJ had shown that he was better than Kyle McCord in practice. So I feel like that's why they would have pulled CJ out in the or like CJ didn't play at all in the second half. But if they do that with Kyle, they can do that with Kyle McCord because he was battling Devin Brown the whole time. So I feel like if he plays terrible against Indiana, you might see them pull that plug.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
if he plays bad for sure. But if he's like in a groove, it wouldn't make no sense to kill his confidence for the next week because he's just going to worry about.
Yeah, but if he's in it, but like if he's, but my thing is like,
He's not playing bad. Say he's struggling. Say he's 4 of 12 and has 1 touchdown, but those 4 completions, 1 was for 80 yards, and other 3 have been for like 5 yards, and then he has missed 8 completions. Do you take him out then?
I mean, so like my thing about it is like, it's if it's a blowout, I could see like obviously another quarterback's gonna play, but it's like why you don't name somebody the starter to just pull them, like because
I mean,
now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He got named the starter, and then Ryan Day said that he wants Devin Brown to play against Indiana starters. So he
No,
wants
I know,
both
which
quarterbacks
is
to play against the starters. So I don't understand why he wants that.
right, but I'm saying which is crazy because now as a quarterback, it's like, bro, I'm sitting there looking behind my shoulder every time, like, okay, if I fucking make one bad throw, one bad read, it's like, when am I going to get pulled? It's like
Yeah,
that's it's like
he's not playing
it's not like
free, he's playing with somebody
right.
there on his back.
It's like not if I'm gonna get pulled. It's like when am I gonna get pulled?
Yeah.
So like that's my whole thing. It's like, dude, if you're gonna name somebody starting quarterback, or just say he's not the starting quarterback. Just say he is starting this game, but there's still no solidified starting quarterback.
Don't name him as QB1. Just
Right.
say he's starting against Indiana.
Right.
I also hate like the drive on, drive off. Like, not to talk about the NFL, but you kind of saw that with the Browns with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, where it was like Nick Chubb would do like 2 drives by himself, and then Kareem Hunt would come in for a full drive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just think that's like never ever worked.
Well, for running back, I mean, it's more. I mean,
And for a running back, it is different. But I'm saying
It's
like
different,
tackling
but
a group of players.
Still, yeah. JoJo has a point because Kareem Hunt was. I mean, they would still have good games, but it's not like you can't leave Kareem Hunt in the game the whole time because you have Nick Chubb, and you can't leave Nick Chubb in the game the whole time because you have Kareem Hunt. So
right.
Yeah.
But
I
at the
just
quarter,
hope. Go ahead.
I just hope like at the end of the day, I mean, whoever you rock with at quarterback, like don't as a coach, you shouldn't be scared like of trying to make promises of like, oh, Devin Brown might transfer, somebody might transfer. It's like, dude, at the end of the day, there's only one quarterback that can play on the field. You try to go get the top recruits, and it's a battle. But it's like at the end of the day, whoever wins the battle wins the battle, and it's like, take whoever. It's like if Kyle McCord absolutely shits the bed, now the debate opens back up again. But if he goes out there, he's gonna struggle. It's his first ever college game. There's gonna be some struggles. There's gonna be some type of stuff that goes on. But it's like
start. He's played in numerous games.
Right, yeah. He's played in games. So I'm saying first ever actual college start, opening up in a hostile Indiana environment. It's like, there's gonna be some fuck ups. It's like just let him ride. Just if you tell him, Kyle,
watch him have a perfect game.
Yeah, watch him go 16 for 16 with 5 tubs.
I mean, against Akron, he did go 13 for 18 with 319 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, Akron's not Indiana, but I mean,
but they're also not a
the guy
slouch.
looks good. Yeah.
So it's not like
Indiana, they got a new
not gonna
defensive
play
coordinator.
Buffalo.
Like, it's gonna be a good. It's gonna, we're gonna see some new looks.
I just mean, at the end of the day, by Notre Dame, like Riley said, it should be kind of set in stone. Like,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we have our quarterback, and like, because I mean, yeah, Notre Dame played fucking Army.
San
What
Jose
was it?
State. No, they played Navy. They
Navy,
played Navy.
yeah, played
USC
Navy,
played
but it's
San
like
Jose.
they
USC
don't
and
look
San Jose.
they don't look bad.
Nah, Sam Hartman. He looks.
He's been in
It's
college
pretty
for
good.
6 years.
Yeah, then I don't. Then they
He
didn't
hasn't
play. Now they
The
did.
man is literally
They
playing
didn't.
against. When he was a senior in high school, he's playing against guys that were in like 8th grade.
He was on what, season 3 of the quarterback show from the high school? What was it called? QB1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was on that.
They released a season 4 and they had Anthony Richardson and Bryce Young on that.
But it
But
never
they
came
never
out.
released
It never came out. Netflix never picked it up.
Oh my
Dang.
god!
It's on HBO Max.
It's on Max for real.
I think so. Yeah. It's crazy.
But yeah.
2 of the top 5 quarterbacks picked this year.
Yeah, but by Notre Dame, I mean, it's gonna be weird. First white quarterback in like
Joe
15
Bowser,
years. Joe Bowserman.
First white quarterback of the last one won a national championship.
No, Joe Bowserman went 6 and 7.
Then it was before.
What year was he
on? Split time with Terrell Pryor. He was like,
Yeah, he was like after Terrell Pryor, right before JT Bear. Yeah,
he was like that guy.
So before that, it was the national championship.
He was a 5-star.
Before that, it was-
dog.
Being an Ohio State quarterback, you don't have to be great. Just be good enough. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, they
you don't
are.
have to be OSU quarterback.
I mean, it's no. So I get what you're saying.
We've been
So-
blessed with C.J. Stroud, who was great. Justin Fields, who was great.
No.
Recently, we've been blessed with having great quarterbacks, so we are spoiled.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't always had. I mean, besides Terrell Pryor and Troy Smith, not every single quarterback we've had has been amazing.
JT Barrett honestly wasn't great.
JT
I mean,
Barrett.
JT Barrett was very, very good, but it's like
His stats
he
were
also
crazy, but yeah.
his stats were crazy. He was also there for 5 years.
No
Yeah,
JT
it's not
Barrett. We love
He
him.
was just
man.
an all-around great player. He's not like he was a Justin Fields or a CJ Stroud.
Right. It's not like it's
Yeah.
not like you look at JT Barrett. Yeah, you're like, oh my god, this is generational talent. It's like no,
Yeah.
he just goes out there and makes plays. But like I
Like
get what Jordan's.
Cardale Jones.
Yeah.
He wasn't a generational talent. I mean, Braxton Miller was a generational talent until he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know
But
what
I mean, I
JT
get-
did though?
What? Beat Michigan.
Never lost to Michigan.
Never lost, yeah. The thing with
That's the
like
one thing I want out of my quarterback.
the thing with
Fields never
Stroud
lost.
and Justin Fields is you could look at them and be like, all right, those are NFL quarterbacks. JT
Right.
Barrett, like you just like he's a good college a great college quarterback. I'll say that. I'm not gonna say good. I'm gonna say great.
Right. But you also got to look. I mean, I get what you're saying, though. It's like, dude, you have, and like, again, one thing I don't think is talked about enough is our offensive line. I mean,
Yeah.
the questions are at offensive line. It's like, doesn't matter what we do. I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine, but it's like, again, a lot of these guys are first time starters. I think,
Mhm.
3 of the 5 are going to be starting for the first time on the O line.
Yeah.
But what Jordan was saying is, dude, you got to look at it. I mean, you have Travion Henderson, Maya Williams, Evan Pryor, Chip Trainum, and Dallin Hayden all in the backfield, and then
That's crazy.
you have
I mean,
you have
that's-
5. You have literally 5 running backs that are all RB1s. So
Yeah.
if, like, God forbid something, Travion has an ankle injury again, Maya gets hurt, it's like, okay, everybody's
Still got
fully
you.
healthy now. You have Marv, Emeka, Carnell, Julian, Brandon, Jaden, Brandon, Noah, Bryce. I mean, you have fucking literally 10 receivers that could go out and play.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's like, as a quarterback, it's kind of like just go out there and manage. Get these guys, get the ball into their hands. Don't fucking turn the ball over, and we should be fine.
You know who else knows we have a lot of new guys on the offensive line? Michigan.
They do.
I was watching Bussin' with the Boys that talked to like 3 of the defensive linemen, and yeah, that was one of the things they mentioned about our offense was that we have a lot of new offensive linemen. Kind
Yeah,
of
but hopefully we got some dogs.
we're gonna have some dogs.
They better be.
And we are focused on the offense, but one thing is, we gonna score points, but we also can't let up points. That was sometimes our Achilles heel last year was first year of Jim Knowles' defense. It's like you saw great things, and then you saw some really really bad things. Especially in the Michigan game, the second half. I mean, we did get in some games where we got into some trouble that we ended up getting out of due to some big plays. But, I mean, also the national championship game, it's like – I mean, not the national championship, the college football playoff game. It's like, our offense is scoring points, but what the hell is our defense doing? And it's not only – I mean, yeah, players and stuff, but sometimes Jim Knowles last year, it was just like, what the fuck?
You're gonna have every offense and defense is gonna have struggles, but you can't. The bad thing about last year is that when our defense was struggling, isn't the most crucial part of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally the most crucial.
He would call man coverage, and then it happened twice against Michigan, where Michigan busted out 75-yard touchdowns, and it happened against Georgia as well, where they had like an 80-yard touchdown from
missed tackles too.
From missed tackles,
right,
and then also being in man coverage. I mean, once you're in man and you miss one tackle, that's a touchdown. So
right. So the missed tackles for me is not a Jim Knowles thing. That's a player thing. That's it's like the second
in the right position or whatever.
Right. Like the second half versus Michigan. Like the first. So this is my take on the Michigan game last year. The first half, Jim Knowles fucked us. Then the second half, our defense fucked us.
Yeah.
Because you look at it, first of all, who thought that was honestly Michigan came out and said we're gonna do what we haven't done all year, and that's take shots. So I give them that. But it's also like once the first one happens, it's like, all right, we got to nut up front, and we also got to on the back, and we can't play fucking man. Like there's got to be some type of in between. And I think we just got bitched in the second half. I don't think there was really anything coaching related, but I mean, like Riley said, you look at the most pivotal point in the game against Georgia. You're fucking up 2 touchdowns and you're in man coverage. It makes no fucking sense in the world.
With our slowest safety on their fastest receiver.
It just gets all the momentum, just goes away, and then Georgia's right back in the game.
Scored in, what was it, one play? Was it the first play of the drive?
First play or second play? You can't have that as being the top assistant coach and then one of the top paid assistant coaches in the country. You can make mistakes, but they can't be at crucial points in games. Obviously, you're not perfect. You're not gonna make every call. It's not gonna be the best call, but you can't have calls like that.
The other thing about the Michigan game is like how pitiful like defensive line was. Michigan runs a drill called Beat Ohio, where they just run the ball up the middle the whole time.
Right.
And you could you saw that drill paid off in the long run, because in the second half they absolutely ran down our throats and looked like we couldn't do anything about it. So that needs to be something like Jim Knowles has to instill in our defense, like a drill like that, where it's like, all right, people are going to punch us in the mouth, but we have to be ready to punch back. We have to. One of the biggest things our defense missed last year was pressure on the QB. We didn't have any pressure against McCarthy. We didn't have any pressure against Stetson Bennett. Like, we need pressure on the QB. And that comes down to
we need a breakout at the end that we used to always have.
But I also think it was the fact that we only had fucking Jack Sawyer not in the right position.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. We also had one of our 5 stars playing DN and the other 5 star was playing linebacker.
Right. So now you have both 5 stars. Now you have both 5 stars opposite of each other. You have JT and Jack. It's like now you're going to chip both of them. You can't.
Yeah.
That dude from Florida, that Kenyatta Jackson.
Oh, he's going to be a fucking
He's
dog.
a dog. He's a dog.
They said he has already got a body of an NFL DN.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So we're going to have.
And people also don't realize it's like we have literally our entire starting linebacker crew back.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these dudes.
We're adding CJ Hicks, who's probably going to be the best one.
Yeah, and then you also have
not this year, but he'll eventually be the best one.
And then you have Sonny Styles, who can play fucking DN, linebacker, safety, corner.
It's gonna be fun watching him play this year.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, our defensive end room is so talented. Like you said, Kenyatta Jackson, JTT, Jack Sawyer, Caden Curry. Those got like dogs, bro. Tommy Eichenberg, I believe he's the best linebacker in the country, except when it comes to like pass defense. I don't know if he has the speed to cover the fast tight end that Brock Bowers goes running. He's going to run right past him. Yeah,
Right.
but that's where CJ Hicks and Steel Chambers comes into play. Sony, and then
But what it comes
Malik
down
Hartford.
to, but what it really comes down to is, the DNs are gonna be nice, but it really comes to
What's so
those
funny?
two guys in the middle,
What's
the
so
D
funny?
tackles.
It's Sony. You call him Sony.
His
Sony
name is Sonny.
PlayStation.
His name is Sonny.
I didn't
But
say
it's gonna
his
come
name.
down to the D tack. You look at every single great Ohio State team and every single great
This dude pisses me off.
game that we've ever won, where you look at playing Saquon Barkley, Melvin Gordon, these Michigan teams in the past. The number one thing that these teams can't do is run the ball.
Mhm.
If you look at every single year that
shut Saquon down.
shut
guys were at
Saquon
that
down.
Saquon
When Melvin Gordon was leading the Big Ten in rushing, he did nothing when we played Wisconsin. It's like you have to realize these great Ohio State teams, when they come into these big games, they do not let people run the ball on them.
Yeah.
From the first quarter,
And that's what it comes down to in the Big Ten.
Yeah, from the first quarter all the way through. It's like, we're very focused on our offense. We have great receivers, stuff like that. We can throw the ball whenever we want, but Big Ten play is still Big Ten play. It's whoever wins up front. It's going to end up ultimately winning the game.
And teams are going to test us here. They saw what Michigan did to us this year. Indiana's going to come out testing us.
Oh,
They're going to run the ball inside.
Teams are literally going to come here and say, let's run the ball for 4 quarters and see if up front they can last.
Good. Yeah.
So it's like, is that the formula to beat us? People think we just go out and recruit receivers. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But
we need Michael Hall Jr. to stay healthy this year too. He needs him and Hero Canoe need to be the leaders on the defensive tackle side.
We still have what's his name? The other D tackle, Malik.
Tyleek Williams.
Yeah, we still have him.
Yeah.
So we have fresh. I mean, we're gonna have fresh.
And then we got a transfer from Ole Miss.
Yeah.
He also plays baseball. I don't know if he's playing baseball at Ohio State, but he played baseball at Ole Miss. Big ass dude.
So what are your guys'
big body? That's what we need.
What are you guys' predictions for our team this year, record wise? What do you truly think? What do you truly think? And then, because we start the year out at 3, so obviously Michigan and Georgia are ahead of us. I mean, we do have some big games. We got Notre Dame. We play at Wisconsin. At Michigan State, Penn State at home.
It's gonna be a hard game.
What, at Michigan State?
We will go. What I believe and what I hope is 12-0. But potentially we could go 11-1. I could see us. I don't know which game, but I could see us dropping either Penn State, Michigan, or Notre Dame. I could see us dropping one.
We're not fucking losing to Notre Dame. Get this out of your goddamn mind.
The Hobans are smiling right now.
I said at first we're going 12-0, but I'm saying I could potentially see us losing one game, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going 12-0.
I don't see it being Michigan. I see it being Penn State. If we lose a game this year, I see it being Penn State.
We're not losing to Penn State at home. Penn State does not. There's no way.
No, yeah. The only game I think we can
that's
have.
going to be a dog fight.
That's going to be a
There's
dog
gonna be a
fight.
dog fight,
The trap.
It's going to be a dog.
The trap game for me was at Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's insane. That is
Wisconsin?
The spread should be 58.
How bad we beat them last year?
Huh?
You don't remember how bad we beat them last year?
I know we smacked them, but
You're looking too far into it.
I
It's
said
Penn
it
State or
was-
Michigan.
Who's Penn State's quarterback this year?
God,
Who's Wisconsin? Wisconsin lost.
That
man.
No.
Five-star.
I'm just saying. I I just don't like. We're not fucking losing to Notre Dame. That's crazy.
You said Wisconsin's QB is a 5-star?
No, he said Penn State's
Penn State.
quarterback is a 5-star.
Oh,
And Penn
Wisconsin's
State,
quarterback is Tanner Mordecai.
and then Penn State still has those two running backs, right? Because they were both freshmen last year.
Yeah, and they have an insane.
Allen and
But
is the other one.
And their
Neil
DBs
Davis.
are super talented. DBs are super talented.
bro, their DBs were super
And their
talented last
D-lines
year, and
were
Mars
great.
killed them.
Oh, they scare me.
Their DB was better. They had
I thought they had one DB that was
They
like
had Michael
insane.
Porter Jr. Not Michael
Joey
Porter
Porter
Jr.
Jr.
Joey Porter Jr. last year, and Marvin Harrison made him look like ass.
Oh, I thought they had an insane cornerback.
But bro, last year was Penn State's chance to beat us.
Yeah.
Bro, Penn State has 5 quarterbacks, and 4 of them are freshmen, and one of them is a sophomore.
Here's the thing.
Which,
It's second year inside Jim Knowles' defense. I don't know. We need to play more instinctive and play faster. Like, you can't have the miscommunications downfield where people are taking 80-yard shots on us. Like that just can't happen. Play instinctive. Play like I don't know. Like we play
fast. We just we're either playing fast, we're not in the right position, or we're playing fast, we can't tackle.
Yeah.
yeah, it's the tackling, which is the problem for every defense. Tackling and then miscommunication.
I mean, I think for Ryan Day, I think he knows that this year. I think it's got to be It's got to be a natty. I mean, it's been almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years since we've won a natty because it'll be the 2024 college national championship.
That's crazy. I mean, no, we won the 2015.
Was it 2014-15?
Yeah.
The first year of the college football playoff is 2015. So we won the 2015
so, I mean,
national championship.
2014, 2015, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's still
10
crazy.
years.
That's 9 years ago.
It's like
It's not good.
It's
not the standard.
No. I mean, you have to. I mean, it's.
I don't think we're gonna get it every game because I mean, I don't know how he's gonna against Youngstown State bring that energy, but we need, especially for the big games, and I hope he does it for the first game. We need Ryan Day to bring that energy that he had against Georgia.
Yeah.
I just don't but for me, it's like I just don't know. Like, obviously, you don't need to have your card. Like, there's some cards you're not gonna always show because there's certain things you're gonna say for certain games. But why the fuck do you not coach like it's fucking Georgia every single game?
Like, show that emotion. He was
like
The thing with like Kirby Smart and Saban, they do that every year,
every game. Like, I guarantee last year, Ryan Day sat down with CJ Stroud and said, "You're not allowed to fucking run the ball because there's no way he plays Georgia and just automatically suddenly knows how to run the ball." It's like he had to sit down and talk to him, like, bro, you can't get hurt. Literally, if it's there, just live to see another down. And then I guarantee before the Georgia game, he said, leave that shit out there. This could be your last game. Make every play. It's like, bro, tell him to play like that all year. Like, it doesn't. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. But like, you can't not have your quarterback run or do stuff like. I was like, that's the thing to me is like, I don't know, what are we doing?
It's frustrating.
But
you got these high-level talented guys. You gotta let them play how they want to play.
Yeah. You look at if you look at the NFL, the Chiefs are the perfect example. The highest level of NFL players, and they do whatever the fuck they want, play whatever the fuck they want, make plays. It's like, and Andy Reid trusts them. It's like, dude, you train these guys behind you because if you get hurt, there's somebody else in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously Mahomes is the different story. It's like, fuck you can't get hurt, but I'm saying everybody else you can't. But I mean, if Ohio State goes 12-0, who joins them in the college football playoff?
I don't think anybody is. I don't think Bama's good enough to win the SEC. I mean, they might be. I just don't know who their quarterback is. So I think Georgia comes out of the SEC.
Yeah.
Potentially Bama can too. So I think it'll be. I think USC finally makes it. I think Caleb Williams will make it in his junior year.
I think so too. I think
I
Georgia
think
won.
Clemson's going.
Ohio
I
State
think Cade
too.
Klubnik's going to be good.
Oh,
That'd be
like
crazy
that.
if it's Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, and USC. That'd be crazy.
That'd be
That
insane.
might be the most fire playoff for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
Because-
USC or Clemson lose, is there a situation where Michigan gets in too, like how it was last year?
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's 12-0, 11-1, if that's how it plays out, and then USC or Clemson flops, now
Mhm.
it would have to be it would have to be them not winning their conference, because even if they're 11 and
They've the committee has shown that even if maybe not in ACC because they've shown to always take Clemson, but if USC wins the Pac-12 and they are not the best, they don't think that they're the best 4 teams. I think they would still take like an Alabama or a Michigan over. Maybe not a Michigan, but
Caleb, they would
if
love
Alabama
that.
win 11-1 and they only lost one game, that's an SEC championship, and USC won 11-1, but they won the Pac-12. I think they take Alabama.
I don't.
They
The
want
only
Caleb
reason
Williams.
I agree with Patrick. The only reason I don't this year is because I think they want to see Caleb Williams.
But is that Caleb Williams winning the Heisman, or they're still?
I mean, I don't.
You think if Caleb Williams doesn't win the Heisman, or is not even close to winning the Heisman, you think they would still take them, or you think they would only
No,
take him if?
but
if
Caleb
he's winning
Williams
the
is
Heisman?
Caleb Williams is a fucking dog, so he's going to be in the Heisman talk, which
Yeah.
we'll save for another episode. But I think it's ticket sales. They also know, like, if Caleb Williams is there, they want to see him there. I mean, I think an 11-1 conference champion, it's just fuck Alabama. If they don't win their conference and there's somebody that is the same record and they have the conference championship, Alabama should not fucking get in.
I agree.
No, yeah, they shouldn't. But we've all seen in the past 10 years what the committee does. with
Alabama dick sucking.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because they're changing it up next year and they're going 12 teams. I think this year they're really going to lean hard on like what they've done in the past, where Alabama gets in if they're 11-1 team.
Yeah, that's
They
what I
want
think.
the-
I don't think
they want the big
they'll
time.
just change up. I think they'll always stick to what they've done, and then
Yeah.
next year they'll be like, okay, next year you guys can make it because then 12 teams will be in it. So
Exactly.
I think they'll always.
There's
I think
most
the whole
likely going
interesting
to be.
conversation is
Alabama could go 12-0, win the conference. USC could go 12-0, win their conference, and they could both get in.
There's
Yeah.
most likely going to be 2 Big Ten or 2 SECs. School.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
If somebody
So-
flops in the Pac-12 or ACC.
If somebody,
I
flips.
think even either
no,
or.
if someone goes 12-0, they're getting in.
I'm saying either or.
Clemson will probably go back. Clemson will probably be
No,
back
I
this
agree
year.
with Patrick. I think that there's a possibility that there's going to be two Big Ten or 2 SECs, no matter what.
No, yeah, but I mean, I think if Clemson goes 12-0, wins their conference, they automatically are in.
Yeah.
And they're in, obviously.
Which
I
I
think
think
can
will
happen.
happen this year.
It's just the whole thing if they're a 1-loss conference champ.
Right.
I mean, we don't got to talk about 2-loss because the 2-loss they're not in no matter what.
But
Right.
I don't think I'm saying like I think even if like Clemson gets in, then like I just don't think USC and Clemson's going to like run the table or whatever. Like one of the teams is going to slip up. That's what I'm saying.
I also just don't think Alabama is going to be Alabama this year.
No.
I think they're going to be good.
I think LSU's overrated.
I think Clemson, because I think Clemson's just been missing a quarterback, so I think they can go back. I think Cade Klubnik can get Clemson back to Clemson, so I think Clemson actually might go 12-0. But USC is always known to.
They're always
play
going to. They
bad.
always They always fold one because you got to realize.
They'll probably lose
If
to
they play
Oregon.
Utah this year, they can't ever beat Utah. So
No.
And I'm saying you have to look. I mean, they could lose to Oregon this year. Bo Nix is still there, but I'm saying you look at Colorado.
Stop.
They're like 20.5-point underdogs.
Their win total this year is like 4.5, 3.5.
3.5.
You see Warren Sapp just joined their coaching staff.
Yeah, but you have to look at it the fact that with USC, like they're going to be a point where their offense struggles. They're going to struggle at least one game this year, and their defense is fucking horrendous.
Terrible.
Like they
San play Diego Notre Dame.
Who they play? Who did they just play? San Jose State.
San Jose State for that first half had them.
They put up what 28 points against them.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, USC's schedule is crazy. They're not going undefeated. They play Notre Dame, Utah. It's at Notre Dame, Utah the next week. Washington at Oregon.
Yeah, they're losing one of those four.
That's interesting.
Those 4 games.
They play Utah in 2 weeks.
No, I'm saying like within 5 week span, they play Notre Dame, Utah, Washington, Oregon.
Damn.
I mean, Michael Penix Jr. I mean, one of those teams is gonna beat them.
Yeah, definitely, maybe 2.
If they go,
no, I'm saying Notre Dame and Oregon beat them.
They showed last year. I mean, Caleb Williams he can only do so much. He was fighting for his life. Even against Tulane, he was fighting for his life.
Yeah.
Who's Alabama play? And like, what makes this year so interesting is
Alabama plays Texas. I think Texas is a dark horse team this year. I think they're going to be.
They play next week.
Nobody has a QB1.
They play the week 2.
Yeah, they play week 2.
Patrick, nobody has what?
Like I'm saying, like it's usually like the last couple of years, like Stetson Bennett wasn't no dog, but like they had him. Stetson Bennett, like Bryce Young, like even before those guys, like everybody had a quarterback. This year, those 3 teams, nobody knows who the starting quarterback is.
Right.
Georgia's starting quarterback is Carson Beck.
It's gonna be.
Is Jalen Milroe the starter for Bama, or Bama hasn't announced it yet?
I don't think they've announced it yet.
Oh, they haven't announced.
Yeah. But it's gonna be a very, very interesting year of college football. It always is. Any final words?
Are we taking OSU minus 29.5 against Indiana?
Minus 29.5?
It's a lot of points.
That's a lot. That's
I don't think I can either.
That's 4 tubs. That's more than 4 tubs.
I would be more comfortable taking the minus 16 in the first half.
I would take like in the first half.
The first half is minus 16.
I'd be more comfortable taking minus 16 the whole game.
Well, yeah, everybody would. It wouldn't be a line.
If it was that easy, everybody would bet.
Yeah. But OSU minus 16.
The score is going to be like 38-14, something like that.
We better score more than 38.
We better score more than 38 points. If we score 38 points, we're coming on this podcast and we're.
If we score 38 points, give me Devin Brown.
38 points is bad. That's a lot of points.
I'm saying a 45-20 type of game.
You literally just added 2 more. You just added a touchdown on each side.
What is happening?
I don't want to give up. We shouldn't give up a single touchdown.
56-0. Book it.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Maybe 56-3.
Hopefully next week. Nah, I'm not even gonna say hopefully. Next week on the pod, the best thing about 1-0 is get the chance to go 2-0. We out.
Trying to pull up my shot, bro. Got Ants on the bitch with me.